Hey guys, welcome back to Jacklet Educational Channel. I hope your preparations are going well. So to test your preparation, revision is very important, and this is the part 9 for the mega revision series, which we are going to discuss on the topic of natural hazards and disaster management. So guys, if you haven't checked the all videos in this playlist of mega revision, you must check that. I will provide that in the I button as well as in the description, because they are going to prove very important and helpful in the examination. So do watch all this video in this playlist. Before starting, I would like to suggest you to hold your mobile or your laptop in the horizontal mode. Yes, horizontal mode में आप उसको orient कर लीजिए, so that it will be easier for you to view these questions. So let's start with the first question. The question is an earthquake measuring over 8. So the value is given 8 on Richter scale is rated as what? Destructive, major, great or damaging. So this question came in 2012 according to the Richter scale value. So here the correct option will be it will be rated as great. Yes, but in order to solve these kind of question, you should know the Richter scale rating, and it is very important. So for that reason, I would like to explain this scale of Richter scale earthquake magnitude. So starting with the 2, if there is 2 in the Richter scale, 2.5 or less is regarded as not recorded in the seismograph. So seismograph, which is used to measure the magnitude of earthquake, does not records this type of earthquake 2.5 or less value. So from 3 to 4 it is regarded as minor earthquake, and light earthquake it will be told if it is in 4 to 5, you can say. So that will be called as it is often felt, earthquake is felt, but it causes very minor damage in our environment. Coming to the moderate level, so moderate किसे कहेंगे? Moderate will be in between 5 to 6. So 5 to 6 value in Richter scale will be moderate type of earthquake, which is slight damaging to the building if it is above 5.5 and below 6. Coming to the strong earthquake, so strong earthquake किसे हम कहेंगे? So those earthquakes whose magnitude is in between 6 to 7, they are regarded as strong earthquakes, and 6.1 to 6.9 they cause major damage in the populated areas. Coming to the next thing, that is 7 to 8, that is the major earthquake value in the earthquake scale of Richter scale. It is called as major value. So from 7 to 7.9 it is the major earthquake causing serious damage, and more than 8 is regarded as great, that is the magnitude of earthquake which is 8, it will be called as great, and can totally destroy communities near its epicenter. So epicenter and all we will also know through these questions. So now we will see the next question. Next question is a volcanic eruption will be violent if there is what? So what will be the silica and volatile percentage or concentration that we will call an volcanic eruption as violent? So here option number 1 will be correct. If the volcanic eruption, that materials is having high silica content and low volatile material present inside it, then it will be called as violent kind of volcanic eruption. So I hope you are noting down all these things. Next question is preparation of hazard zoning map in case of landslide prone regions involves the comprehensive investigation of what? So I'll wait for certain seconds and then I'll reveal the answer. So this is about landslide prone regions, how to prepare the hazard zoning map. So here the correct option will be option number 4, all of the above. Yes, we should need the detailed structure and lithological setting of that area, geomorphic features relating to the instability of the slopes of that area, seismicity pattern of the region. So from seismic word, that is from earthquake pattern of that region also we should know, so that we can prepare the hazard zoning map of any area for the landslide regions. Coming to the next question, which is also very frequently asked question. The question is, in disaster management, which steps are followed in post-disaster recovery phase? So it is telling that a disaster has already taken place. So after that, that means post-disaster, what should be the steps followed in the disaster management. So here the correct option will be option number 1. Yes, our first duty should be to give relief to the affected people, affected society. Then we have to rehabilitate those people and the animals also. Then we have to reconstruct those area. Then learning and review. You should review that what was the disaster, how it took place, and what are the census about the damages and all. So that is the final step, that is learning review. Let's move to some of the more questions. The next question is again related to that Richter scale, so which we have learned already. So let's read the question. The question is, an earthquake is rated as major if its magnitude in Richter scale is in the range of what? So same question in the twisted form. So the correct option will be option number 2. If it is in between 7 to 7.9 region. So let's again revisit this thing. So 7 to 7.9 is to be called as major earthquake. So here option number B, that is 2, will be correct. Major earthquake 7 to 7.9 region. Next question is, an increase of 1 unit in the Richter scale represents an increase in amplitude by what value? So this is telling, for example, a Richter scale is having the value of 1 and another Richter scale is having from another place the value as 2. So these two values are in amplitude, how much time they have increased. So here the correct option will be they are increased by the amplitude by a factor of 10. So those area having Richter scale 2 will be 10 times more destructive than the areas which is having 1 Richter scale value in amplitude. So I hope you are able to understand. Let's move to the next question, which is assertion and reasoning kind of question. Let's read the assertion statement. Assertion states, it is difficult to judge how changes in the localized gas samples represent more general condition in the volcano. So it is telling that it is very difficult to know the gas sample from the gas samples of the volcanic eruption, that how it has been changed. So reason states that the composition of the juvenile gases emitted from the volcanic vents often show considerable variation over short period and distances. So reason states that the composition of gases which are juvenile gas which are released from the volcanoes, they show variation. Yes, as the time progresses, as they move from one place to another in the distance, so their composition changes. So is it correct? Yes, both are correct, with the reason being the correct explanation of assertion. So this is the reason, as their composition changes over the time and over the distance, so it is difficult to judge how the samples of the volcanic eruption are there, what are the composition. So let's move to the next questions. So these are bit smaller in font. You can increase the quality of the video to view this carefully and very easily. So again, it is the assertion question. Sustainable mountain development should be the global priority. So this is the assertion. What does the reason state? The reason states mountain people are particularly vulnerable to the impacts of climate change and natural disaster. So I'll wait for certain seconds, then I'll reveal the answer. So here the correct option will be 2. That means both the statements are correct, but the reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. So that means the statement that is sustainable mountain development should be our global priority, it is correct. But the reason states that about the mountain people only, their vulnerability. So it is not telling about the animals, the ecosystem. So it is not telling about the sustainable mountain development as a whole. It is telling about only the mountain people. So it is not the correct explanation of assertion. Next question is, severe drought is declared if what happens? So these are the things given in the option. Deficit of rainfall is more than 50% of the normal. If it is in between 25 to 45% of the normal, the deficit. If the rainfall deficit exceeds 25% or 15 to 25. So here the correct option will be option number 1. So in some region, any region where it is seen that from the normal average rainfall, if it is 50% less, in that year it will be called as severe drought condition. So जहाँ पे normal average rainfall से 50% की कमी मिलती है rainfall में, उस टाइम में उस जगह को कहेंगे सीवियर ड्रॉट कंडीशन. Next question is from the earthquakes. The question is, which one of the following type of faults is likely to be connected with the most dangerous type of earthquake? So faults are of different types. You should also know from the environmental geology. And the question is asking which is the most dangerous kind of earthquake. So here, the most dangerous type of fault causing the most dangerous earthquake is reverse dip slip type of fault. So you should remember, reverse dip slip जो है most dangerous earthquakes को वो जन्म देता है. Next question is, the maximum velocity of Indian plate is observed in which of the following regions? So this is about the tectonic plates, the earthquake which are caused due to the movement of tectonic plates. So in the Indian plate, where is the maximum velocity found? So here, among the four options, the correct option will be Maldives is the region where the maximum velocity of Indian plate is observed. Next question is, which of the following will provide the most valuable information for determining risk of mass wasting of an area? So mass wasting, very important subject, and this is asking which will provide the information most valuable for the determination of risk of mass wasting. And here the correct option will be measuring the acceleration due to gravity of that region will give the most valuable information for determining the risk of mass wasting of an area. So that is measurement of acceleration due to gravity. Let's move to the next question series. Next question is coming up on your screen. The question is, the rapid downslope movement of ice or snow is called as what? So whether it is called as mud flow, lahars, solifluction or avalanches. So here the correct option will be, it is called as avalanches, that is the downward rapid movement of ice or snow. Let's move to the next question. The next question is one of the frequent blast question, that is, among the following gases which is not emitted by the volcano? And the options are oxides of nitrogen, oxides of sulfur, carbon dioxide or hydrogen sulfide, that is H2S. So here among the four, the option 1 is not emitted by volcano, that is oxides of nitrogen are not emitted by volcano. And you should know maximum gas emitted by the volcano is the water vapor gas. Coming to the next question. The next question is, for many decades geologists noted the higher number of earthquakes and active volcanoes around the ring of Pacific Ocean Basin. So rim of Pacific Ocean Basin, number of earthquakes and active volcanoes are found, and that spot is called as what? So I think everyone will be able to answer this. Very easy question. It is known as the ring of fire region, that is around the Pacific Ocean Basin. Coming to the next question. The next question is from the tsunami which was in the year 2004 which affected India, and the question is, worst affected area by Indian Ocean tsunami of December 2004 in India was what? Andaman Nicobar, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh or Odisha? So here the most affected or the worst affected place was Andaman and Nicobar Island. So if it would have asked about the mainland, then it will be Tamil Nadu, but overall it is asking, so it will be Andaman and Nicobar Island which was worst affected by the Indian Ocean tsunami, which is also important, which took place in 2004. Kindly remember it. Coming to the next question. The next question is, an earth epicenter is what? So earth का epicenter हम किसे कहेंगे? So it is a point, that is option number 4, it is a point on the surface directly above the focus. So as you can see in this picture, the focus is the central part from where the earthquakes shakes or it travels the vibration, and above, directly above that region, the point is called as the earth's epicenter. So I hope you are able to understand. Let's move to the next series of questions. The next question is related to the disaster management plan. The question is, when a disaster has occurred, the early action in a disaster management plan could be what? This question came in 2015 net examination, and here the correct option will be option number 1. We should respond to that place where disaster has taken place and rescue the people and animals. Coming to the next question. The next question is, the destructive power of tsunami result mainly from its what? whether from its height, unpredictability, momentum, and long wavelength, or the cold water in the tsunami. So here the correct option will be due to the momentum and long wavelength of the sea waves, the tsunami's destructive power are more. So it is mainly due to momentum and long wavelength. Coming to the next question is the hurricanes have spatial scale of what kilometer? So it is asking hurricanes can travel to how much distance? So here the correct option will be option number 1. The hurricanes can travel from 100 to 1000 kilometer. Yes, they can travel to 1000 kilometers. Very, very dangerous hurricanes. Coming to the next question. Next question is one of the warning signs of an impending volcanic eruption is volcanic tremor, which is what? So this is telling before the volcanic eruption has taken place, what is the warning sign what we receive? So here we receive ground shaking lasting from minutes to hours around the volcanoes. So that says that the volcano is going to erupt. That is the warning sign. Ground shaking lasting from minutes to hours. Let's move to the next slides. Next question is the set of processes by which soil and rock are loosened and move downhill are called as what? So you should mark here, focus here, it is mentioned move downhill. So here this process is known as erosion. So we should not get confused between weathering and erosion. Weathering is the breaking down of solid rocks and small rocks also, but when it is telling about the movement, the particles are carried away, the soil and rock, it is called as erosion. Coming to the next question. The next question is disaster risk reduction in degraded wilderness area is better achieved using which of the following? So options are people's participation, ecosystem based management, strengthening of people's economic condition, or afforestation. So here the correct option will be with the help of ecosystem based management we can reduce the risk of disaster. So option number 2 will be the correct option. Coming to the next question, here the next question is landslide hazards in the Himalayan region are the consequence of which of the following? So why there are lots of landslides seen in the Himalayan region? That is frequent, and here among them all the 4 are the reason or the consequence, that is due to road cutting, due to the seismic activity, that is earthquake, due to deforestation and growing urban areas, that is urbanization. All these are the consequences leading to landslides in the Himalayan region. So option 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 will be the correct option. I hope you are writing down. Let me remind you again. So let's move to some of the more questions. The questions are on your screen. The question is the Mount Etna in Sicily and Mauna Loa in Hawaiian Islands are the most noteworthy examples of what kind of volcanoes? So here the correct option will be option number 1. They are the examples of sealed volcanoes present. Yes, Mauna Loa is also known for, yes, carbon dioxide monitoring. That station is present in Mauna Loa Observatory, Keeling curve of carbon dioxide, and that is also known for the sealed volcanoes, presence of sealed volcanoes along with the Mount Etna in Sicily. Coming to the next question, which is assertion and reasoning. The assertion statement is living system exposed to drought, salinity and freezing, they show enhanced level of osmolytes. So osmolytes, I would like to tell you, these are the low molecular weight organic compounds that influence the properties of biological fluid. So ये जो है low molecular weight के compounds होते हैं, and the reason statement says drought, salinity and freezing stress induce water deficit. So here the correct option will be option number 1. Yes, both these statements are correct, and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. That means when there is the deficit of water, that means its molecular weight is lowered. So that's why osmolytes are present, which are the low molecular weight compounds. So when drought, salinity and freezing stress takes place, the living system faces the enhanced level of osmolytes, that is increasing osmolytes due to this water deficit nature from the stress. Coming to the next question, this kind of question are also asked, that is list of natural disasters are given. Hudhud cyclone, Chernobyl nuclear plant disaster, tsunami in Indian Ocean, which we have studied in the previous question, and Bhopal gas tragedy. The question asks which is the correct chronological sequence for the above events in the course given below. So chronological समझिए, and here we will know one by one after writing the years, starting with the Hudhud cyclone which took place in the year 2014. Chernobyl nuclear plant disaster, it took place in the year 1986. So you should remember this. Tsunami in Indian Ocean we have discussed 2004. Then Bhopal gas tragedy, everyone knows, 1984. So chronology means from starting to the end point. That means we'll start with Bhopal gas tragedy. So 4 will be 1. So in the option 3 is the only option where 4 is kept in the first option. So without any doubt option 3 will be correct, but we should know it will be 4, 2, 3, 1. That means 1984 Bhopal gas tragedy, Chernobyl disaster 1986, 2004 tsunami in Indian Ocean, and 2014 Hudhud cyclone. Let's move to the next questions. The next questions are on your screen. The next question is Disaster Management Act in India came into existence in which of the following years? So years are also important, and here the correct option will be in the year 2005 this management act came, that is Disaster Management Act in India 2005. Coming to the next question is from the aerial photography. There are statements given. So first statement is the principal point, nadir point, and isocenter, these 3 points coincide. Next statement is isocenter is the center from where the radial displacements of image takes place. Third is tilt is a character of vertical aerial photograph. So we have to select which are correct, and among the 3 I will tell you only the first one is correct. So one only will be correct. That means the principal point, the nadir point, and isocenter in the vertical aerial photograph, they coincide. So they are lying in a single line, these 3 points. Option 2 will be incorrect, and here tilt is a character of horizontal aerial photograph, not vertical, and swing is a character of vertical aerial photograph. So you should note it down. Swing for the vertical aerial photograph, tilt for the horizontal aerial photograph. So coming to the next question is which of the following type of materials present in a landslide suggests the movement was rotational? So in some place there is landslide, and from these things, these materials, we should tell where it was rotational type of landslide. And here the option 2 will be correct. That means if the materials are rock slump, debris slump, and earth slump, then from these we will be able to say that the landslide was rotational in nature. So I hope you have learned something new from here and enjoy this video. If you like this, don't forget to like, subscribe the channel to get all further updates, and all the best for the examination.